been a while since I watched the possibility of red death candle action, right? Well, I didn't know if that's what we were dealing with there or not. That was pretty close. So right now it's kind of in no man's land. So when this back here first showed up and then it pumped up here right away and put it in another range, I kind of thought, I started putting together a chart, which I since took apart. This bottom white line down here, I kind of thought maybe it's just destined to drop down in here. And this white line is at 20,370, the low of that range here. I kind of wondered if it would come back down there, but since then we got into this green ascending wedge and put in a high up here at this yellow and got into some parallel channels and some other stuff, right? And that was kind of forgot. But I wonder now, well, I don't wonder. That's definitely on the radar now. So it didn't make a new low. It did not make a new low. This white line here, let's zoom back in here. What's going to happen next, right? That's what everyone is watching these videos for, to get an idea. It's kind of in no man's land on my chart, in my opinion, right now. It's making a decision. It's either broke down out of this parallel channel. Now, I'll link my last video down in the description to describe all this stuff you see here. It could get back up in to this, which is the next candle would be about 22,760. This candle would be about 22,700 or so. It might get back. It might reclaim this parallel channel. It's just going to depend on if enough people want to put enough money back into this. When I've been saying for a long time, this is where we're at. Most likely we're here. We're right in here in this guy, right? Now this isn't a carbon copy, of course, but it's similar action. And I do believe we're coming down to probably set a new low around 12,000. I do believe that is just how the cycle's going to go. And I lose subscribers when I say that, but I'm not gonna blow hot air at you, man. I'm gonna tell you what I think's going on, and I could be wrong, right? So take it, leave it. You know, here's the Wall Street charts of these types of money market cycles. You know, crypto's even worse at this because it's new and super volatile. We're kind of here, right? This is centuries old, tried and true, right? Kind of right here. And this is the last one, right? Where the public's like, you're kidding me. What? All these people said all this and gobbledygook, right? So on a side note, anyone that you've been listening to on YouTube that's been telling you to buy and hold for the last, through all this, that's the absolutely wrong thing to do. That's paper hands. Diamond's hands do not buy up here and write it down. That's paper hands do that. Diamond hands buy down here. Basically green light right now, right? Ever since we've come down into this area, right? Dollar cost averaging, that is. I wouldn't ape in at anything, just if you're going to buy and hold. I would just simply dollar cost average a little bit. And that's the beauty of dollar cost averaging, right? If you buy now today at 24,000 and you buy 2 months from now, if it's at 12, you just keep buying, you'll be in for a beautiful average, right? And then the next cycle comes and Bitcoin's probably going to break through the $100,000 mark at that time. So just keep that in mind. And that's, if everything remains the same and it's not made illegal but let's get back to the subject here. So no man's land, in my opinion, right here, it's kind of between the previous low back here and the bottom of that channel. That channel is very important to me. I'm not comfortable trading until this makes a decision. This may have been the breakout, right? Let's turn my magnet off. Let's go to a lower time frame, show you some detail here, what's going on inside that candle. This very well could have been the breakout of the channel, and it's coming up for the retest and will fail, right? So this white line at 22,268 will set a new low in that range if it does it here. Or is it going to, or is it, is there enough positive sentiment left? People still believe that, this isn't dumping down to a new low, and we haven't even got to the bottom of the bear winner yet, right? If it comes back up in here and reclaims this, then I'll start making those videos again. But until that happens, until I see that happen, I'm thinking this could be. It's the 1 hour chart we're on here. Lots more detail. So this could be it. This could be what I've been talking about, the breakdown. Watch it actually try to bounce off that white line, or maybe not quite get to it and come back for the retest. The real pivotal area here, it could fail, and then watch this white line here. And this could be it. It could be doing this. Now, this could take several days, a week. I kind of thought we might have been dealing with the red candle of death, right? I thought we might have been red candle death wick. I thought that's what we might have been doing. So I guess that's all I got to say, man. Just watch it and see what the move's going to be. There's no crystal ball here, and I'm not comfortable saying that. I think it's 50-50, right? So I'm just I'm in a short and a long right now, and just monitoring the situation. So I do want to make one point here. Lots of times you talk about people putting in stop loss orders to protect themselves from major losses. So I don't use stop loss orders. The reason I don't like them is because, say, this parallel channel, if you were putting in a long and trying to play the bounce off the support, you thought maybe it was going to bounce up here, so you put a long in here, which is not a bad idea, right? And then you're supposed to put it like a stop loss down here somewhere, right? So if it's actually a breakdown, you'll get stopped out, and you won't take this massive loss down here, right? So the reason I don't use stop losses, and I'm not telling anyone to do anything or not to do anything. Do what you want. Do what you're comfortable with. That's the most important part. Lots of people are just comfortable with doing the things their way, and I'm not going to ever argue with that, because that's probably the right way for you to do it. The problem I have with stop losses is right now in this situation, right? It dumped down, but it wasn't the big death candle, right? And it's bounced. So if you were in a long here and it dumped down and you got stopped out right here, right? And you took a loss. Now it's a little loss, which isn't bad, but it's still a loss, right? And now it pumps back up, right? and you're out. You take the loss and it pumps right back. That's why I don't like stop losses. But I'm not telling any of this. That's just my opinion. I don't like it. So, but if this retesting comes back down here, then your stop loss worked. Yada yada blah blah. And a lot of it is, are you awake and at your computer or your phone and you're watching it happen? Can you just manually do whatever you want? Or are you sleeping, right? Or are you at work, or you're at your kid's ball game? Are you somewhere where you can't pay attention? That's why a lot of times people use stop losses, because it happens when they're not paying attention. But if it gets back up in here and reclaims this, and we have another range up here, and then the real breakout's over here somewhere, then you just what I've been doing, me personally, what I'm comfortable with doing, I now open a long and a short, right? I hedge if I'm going to go to sleep, like right now, I have a long open and I have a small short open, like a third of my long position I have in a short position, and I'm just kind of just adjusting that as this plays out. I'm not sure what's going to happen here, but I was actually sleeping when this dump happened, and I had an equal long. This is just for perspective, to open some eyes. I had an equal long and an equal short position opened, right? And this thing dumped, boom, and I happened to wake up at the right time, and I got out of my short position right here. It's just almost, just boom, and my long position is still open, and now my long position is rebounding. See what I'm saying? So I took a big. And I opened a smaller short position just in case we're dealing with the death candle, right? So I don't think it's a death candle now, but death candles can kind of come in 2, 3, 4 day stretches. They're not just all in one day. And there's probably, I don't know, I don't want to speculate, but that's why I don't like using stop losses, because you get stopped out and then it bounces back up, right? So I'm hedging. Just Google hedging and see what you think, and maybe experiment with it, right? $100 long position at 3x leverage and $100 short position at 3x leverage, right? It goes down, and I wouldn't set sells or buybacks. I just leave them open to run while I'm sleeping. And then when I wake up, I see what's going on, right? And I woke up, I took a big profit on the short, and now it's bouncing back up. And I've done this over and over and over and over. And this is the first time it might have been a red. But I mean, if long story short, if you have a 33% dump on a 3x margin, 3x leverage, if you have a 3x long and it dumps 33%, you get liquidated. But if you have a 3x short also open for the same amount of money, that 33% dump, you'll have 100% profit on your short. So you lose nothing, right? It's hedging. It's like when I played basketball as a kid, when I played street ball, man, when I was young, I can only use my right? And then I eventually learned to teach myself to shoot left-handed and dribble left-handed and do everything left-handed, right? Even though it was really awkward and didn't seem right at first, it eventually just became, just wonderful. And that's when you become a good player, right? That's my best analogy, right? I'm sure everyone out there has tried to play basketball, and you know what it feels like to try to use your offhand for most people, and that's what it is, man. So think of it, hedging. I just want to get your attention for those folks out there that can be an eye-opening discovery for a lot of new people. And I sure hope you enjoyed it. I'm gonna get out of here, just monitoring the situation. I don't really have anything to talk about except for, is this going to go? Hiking and seas coming useful here. Let's go to see what the trend's looking like. It's getting smaller. It's kind of looking like it might recover. And 22,740, give or take, that area. What I would want to see is on the daily chart. Let's reset this to reclaim that parallel channel where I'll feel comfortable getting a little more aggressive with trading. Hiking a C on the daily, clearly trending down. But let's go back to the normal candles. What I want to see, can a daily candle close up here above? Let's do that in the best spot. Above the parallel channel. I want to see a daily candle close up there. I want to see an hourly candle close up there, 3 hour, 6 hour, 12 hour. I want to see a daily candle close up there before I start talking about, can Bitcoin keep ranging in this little channel here, or can it go up here and, do this and, blah, blah, like my last video. Go watch my last video, link down in the description. But it's just kind of no man's land. Like I said in my last video, the danger is to the downside. There's very, very little danger in shorting, putting a short in now. There's very little danger of you running into getting stuck or liquidated, right? The danger is to the downside, without a doubt. And let's see, what if there is a death candle? It could come. I mean, I don't think it will, but it could come all the way down to the previous low, 15th. It could come down to that's the problem with crypto and Bitcoin. It could come down to 12,000, and you might not look at the chart for 30 minutes, and you look back, and there was this giant red death wick, just boom. 50% now. I don't think so, but that could happen. That's the danger, right? That's the danger. If you want to know what the danger is right now, it's to the downside. All the people are telling you to buy at 60,000 and hold forever, right? And boom, 12,000. It's just that's the danger, right? That's the danger. And I think you got the idea. I hope y'all do well. And as always, thanks for watching.